Here's what happened to Damar Hamlin from a medical doctor who explains it. The traveling sports doc explains his injury and what happened to have him cause a cardiac arrest on the field.
I don't really see very much coming through here. So if you're looking right through here, at this point, nothing, and everything looks like a regular football play. It's only at this point does he go down and just collapse straight down. So if we rewind this a little bit here, you'll see he makes the tackle, and then he's able to get up with his own power, and then it's only after a second here that he collapses. So what happened? Well, that's direct trauma, also known as commito cordis, resulting in a cardiac contusion that puts you in cardiac shock, sending you into ventricular fibrillation, otherwise known as VFib. And this is an electrical pulse that doesn't allow the heart to fully contract, and this is what ends up happening, where the blood and the nutrients and oxygen can't get to where it needs to go, resulting in a collapse, and this is what happens. So this is where the medical staff needs to implement CPR and an AED at the time to basically revive him from this fatal arrhythmia or electrical beat, which is what this is. So
in order for commotio cordis to happen, you have to suffer this blunt chest trauma at exactly the right moment, which is really within milliseconds of a time window. This is a rhythm strip that shows one cycle of the heart squeezing, and you have about 72 of these a minute on average. So you have the P waves where the atriums contract, you have this QRS complex that is where your ventricles contract, and then subsequently you have this T wave, which is, we call it ventricular repolarization. That's when the ventricles are resetting. The player would have to have chest trauma at this specific moment to be sent into arrhythmia.
At this point, it's hard to really say what the prognosis is. This is where you look at from a cardiac workup standpoint, and we kind of go from there. There's really no timetable from a return standpoint until he gets a full cardiac workup.
So there's a medical update on that. Right now, he's in critical condition in the hospital. He suffered that cardiac arrest on the field. He's on a breathing ventilator, and that's where we are right now. Always keep him in your prayers and his family, because that's a very freak injury. That's like 1 in a million. Like he said, it has to be at a precise time, the doctor is saying. So that's just freakish to see.